Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity that I'm here presenting my research proposal titled The Effect of Profit, Debt, Dividend Payout, and Corporate Sustainability on Investment Decisions, Study on Manufacturing Companies listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange for the 2018 until 2020 period. This proposal consists of three parts. The first part is the introduction, and the second part is the literature review, and the third part is the research method. And the basis of this research is, according to IDX, or Indonesian Stock Exchange website, is Indonesian Stock Exchange trading activity in 2020 increased as reflected in the increase in the average trading frequency, which grew by 32% to 619,000 times per day in November 2020, and made Indonesian Stock Exchange stock trading liquidity higher among other exchanges in the Southeast Asia region. Furthermore, throughout 2020, the number of investors in Indonesia capital market also increased, consisting of stock, bond, and mutual fund investors increased by 56% to reach 3.87 million single investors identification as of December 29, 2020. This increase in investors was 4 times higher since the last 4 years, from 894,000 investors in 2016. Along with the increasing participation of domestic retail investors, a new record for trading transactions was achieved in 2020, namely the highest daily transaction frequency of shares on December 22, 2020, totaling 1,697,537 transactions. So according to the data, investing is not only a matter of profit and return, but also the tactics and things that affect the success of the investment by Siegel 2021, supported by Severson 2019, stated that investment is not only about money and profit, but investment is a complicated activity that requires a lot of considerations. So the performance of the company can be measured by how the company can generate large amount of profits. Wadi 2018 stated that large profit indicate the company provides excellent performance in marketing its products, so that profits can be generated in large quantities. In addition, these profits can be related to how the company will use the money for operational needs, shareholders, and others by Barney 2018. However, companies are not only concerned with how to make as much profit as possible, but companies must also pay attention to how they are responsible for their debts, by Kautan and San Jose 2017. Supported by Kumar 2010 and Adnan et al. 2021, the preference is not simply the alternatives which make benefit and profit, yet in addition, comprise each other of these alternatives which restrict company costs and spare extra cash. Therefore, debt management for company activities is very important, because if debt is not managed properly, it will certainly greatly affect the company's image in the view of potential investors. And the distribution of the dividends. It is a company strategy in retaining its shareholders because they play a crucial role for the sustainability of a company. Kanakria 2020 stated that dividend is the distribution of the company's net profit, which is distributed to shareholders according to the size of their ownership. Supported by Adiputra and Herwarman 2020, stated that the ability to distribute dividends to shareholders on a regular basis is a signal that the company is capable to generate large profits and has long-term operational sustainability, as well as satisfaction for investors because they have achieved their investment goals. As we all know that profit is the main goal of every business activity, but in the context of sustainability, profit is only seen as an economic benefit that can be used to ensure the sustainability of a company by Porter and Kramer 2019. Supported by Kohler et al. 2010 on the consideration that value is formed from the value of operation and value of equity. This means that each of these additives are within the financial statements to explain the company's sustainability in the future. So the reason of choosing manufacturing companies are, first, Manufacturing companies often react to poor performance or to further improve their financial position. And the growth of manufacturing companies is in a very dominant position in the Indonesian's economy by reason of a direct relationship with public interest and purchasing power, which can be concluded that manufacturing sector companies are companies with the largest number listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange, which has a significant influence on trade in Indonesia. There are many factors that influence investment decisions, including profit, debt, dividend payout, and corporate sustainability. With these problems, the following research questions can be formulated as follows. 1. What is the effect of profit on investment decisions? 2. What is the effect of debt on investment decisions? 3. What is the effect of dividend payout on investment decisions? And 4. What is the effect of corporate sustainability on investment decisions? The second part is literature review. Investment is concerning expectation of effects future income for the company by Srinivasan and Hansen 2018. In general, investment can be grouped into short time period investment and long-term period investment. The current or short-term assets are the most liquid sort of assets by Gagnon et al. 2018, which the useful life is less than 1 year. And non-current assets, which are assets that have a cycle and useful life of more than 1 year by Ude 2017. Supported by Siegel 2021, long-term investment, which is an asset that is functioned with the aim of getting wealth growth, which in questions includes all long-term investments made by the company either in the past or the present. And to determine what investments are appropriate and in accordance with their respective financial conditions, as well as the goals to be achieved, investors also need to know investment theory by Zahira and Bansal 2018. The first theory is Markowitz portfolio investment theory. This theory comes from Harry Markowitz, which was put forward in 1952. This theory will encourage investors to diversify investments based on the capital they have. And the second one is Keynes investment theory. This is an economic theory that is often used in the investment world. From Keynes investment theory, it is also stated that the amount of investment does not only depends on the return or one factor, but is also influenced by the cost of capital or the interest rate. And the third one is international investment theory. In addition, there is also the theory of international investment. As is known, investment in the sense that the capital owned by the entrepreneur is invested in productive activity that will later generate profits. And the last one is portfolio theory and investment analysis. An investment portfolio is a collection of investment assets owned by investors. This investment portfolio is used to determine the value of the investment being carried out. From there, we can analyze the value of risk and return obtained. Portfolio theory and investment analysis advise you to differentiate the investments. That way, we can balance the return and risk that will be received. And for the previous researches, first, debt through the leverage ratio has a negative effect on investment decisions, and profit through profitability ratios has a positive effect on investment decision by Yunus 2017. And also, profit through profitability has positive and significant effect on investment decisions, and dividend has positive and significant effect on investment decisions by Vabiola 2021. And the last one is there is no significant effect on profit through the ROA variable on the dependent variable of investment decisions by Karyati and Sudama 2020. And based on the explanation above, it can be hypothesized that first, profit has an effect on investment decisions. 2, debt has an effect on investment decisions. 3, dividend payout has an effect on investment decisions. And 4, corporate sustainability has an effect on investment decisions. And the third part is research methods. For the research object, they are the co-public companies and are listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2018 until 2020, which the sample is manufacturing companies listed on the IDX in 2018 until 2020. For the data type, it is the quantitative data in the form of numbers. This type of data can be analyzed using mathematical calculations, techniques, and statistics. And for the data processing, the researcher used Microsoft Excel and the SPSS version 25. And for the determination of number of samples, in the following criteria. First, the sample is manufacturing company listed in the Indonesian Stock Exchange from 2018 until 2020. The sample is the active company that has never been listed in the 2018 until 2020 period. The sample is a company that publishes an annual report that has been completely audited and a sustainability report starting from 2018 until 2020. The sample is a company that does not suffer losses in the period 2018, 2019, and 2020. And the sample is a company that publishes the company's financial statements in rupiah. And for the variable operations, for independence variables, first the profit, the researcher used return on asset, which net income divided by total asset divided by 100%. And for debt, the researcher used debt equity ratio, which total liabilities divided by total equity. And for dividend payout, the researcher used dividend payout ratio, which is dividend divided by net income times 100%. And for the corporate sustainability, the researcher used the price book value, which is stock price divided by book value. And for the dependent variable, which is the investment decisions, the researcher used the price earning ratio, which is the stock price divided by earning price ratio. For the data analysis method, the researcher used descriptive statistical analysis and classical assumption testing analysis. For the classical assumption testing analysis, there are 4 testing analyses. The first one is normality test. The second one is multicollinearity test. The third one is heteroscedasticity test. And the last one is autocorrelation test. And also there is hypothesis testing, which conclude multiple linear regression analysis, coefficient of determination test, and the last one is individual parameter significance test or t-test. That's all my presentation. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.